Do you like to take it easy, walk slow, and just observe the sights? Can you look at a piece of cake and say, by looking at it, I will gain 10 pounds? If so, you might be a Kapha Ayurvedic mind-body type. Hi, my name is Michelle Fondon. I'm the author of 12 published books, including these two, The Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda, an easy guide to a healthy lifestyle, and the companion workbook. These books are celebrating their 10th anniversary this year in 2025. You can find all of my published books on Amazon. If you're new to my channel, I want to welcome you here. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Kapha, K-A-P-H-A, is the third Ayurvedic mind-body type. Now, of course, we've already studied Vata and Pitta, and Kapha is the third. As I mentioned in my video, which I'll put a link right here on an overview of the Ayurvedic doshas, we have all 5 elements within us: space, air, fire, water, and earth. The Kapha Ayurvedic mind-body type is comprised of the elements of water and earth. Water is that watery substance, connective, cohesive, and earth, think of it as anything like heavy or full of substance, like dirt. Now, of course, if you mix water and earth, put them together in a bucket, what do you have? Well, in my experience, you have a bucket of mud. Yes, so let's think about the qualities of mud. It's heavy. It's more solid than just sand or dirt all by itself, right? Once you add water into the mix, it feels heavier and more solid. It is wet, right? And depending on the substance that you mix with water, it could also be sticky, such as if you were to do clay or flour even, right? That would be a sticky substance. It can also be oily depending on if you mix some oil in there, if you were to make a cake, for example, or a batch of brownies. Kapha can also be dense, static, heavy, cool, or slimy. If you were to make some slime with your kids and mix a dry substance with a wet substance together. So let's think about these qualities because, of course, Ayurveda works in the way of identifying qualities such as cool, hot, temperate, or sticky, or dry, for example. So the Kapha Ayurvedic mind-body type, if you are predominantly Kapha, this person tends to be larger in stature by nature, right? Not by nurture, but by nature. So the Kapha type might have a bigger body structure, big boned, tall, broad shoulders, big hands and feet, beautiful, big, wide eyes, very soft, supple skin, a lot of hair, sometimes big, dark, curly hair. Now, I am not a Kapha type, but I do have dark, curly hair. They have more moisture under their skin. They don't need to drink quite as often. They are cool to the temp, though. They can complain of being a little bit cold sometimes, just like the Vata type. They move slow. So think of the tortoise versus the hare in the story of the tortoise and the hare. So the hare would be more like the Vata type. The tortoise would be more like the Kapha type. They move slow. They walk slow. They think slowly because they're very methodical. They like to think things through. They don't like to be rushed into making a decision or rushed into moving from place to place. They talk slow. They're very poised. They're very grounding and grounded sometimes. And in fact, the Kapha type can be so grounded, it can be difficult to get them to move at all. They would like to cuddle on the couch by the fire with a nice book and a cup of hot chocolate rather than getting out there and going to the gym because they're comfortable where they're at. They don't need to rush around and do 1,000 things. That would be more the Vata type. It's problematic for Kapha though, because they do tend towards sweets. They really enjoy their sweets and their sweet smells too. So if you want to please a Kapha type, buy them a very high-end box of chocolates or buy them a very pricey high-end perfume. They will respond very favorably because the sense of smell, the sense of taste are predominantly Kapha in nature. Now, of course, as humans, we are not one-dimensional creatures. We are multi-dimensional. And of course, we have all 5 of the great elements, the Mahabhutas within us. And so if you're predominantly Kapha, a lot of this is going to resonate with you. You might think, oh yeah, that pretty much is me. Don't try to rush me anywhere. Don't get me up early in the morning. Don't get me to get up to jog at 4:30 in the morning. That's crazy. However, because of their solid nature, Kapha types can appreciate very good health, great health, good stamina, and they can run a marathon, for example, if you can get them to do it, because they can withstand long endeavors. They're dedicated, loyal, kind, soft-spoken, with a melodious voice, beautiful eyes, shiny, silky hair, and beautiful nails usually. And their real complaint is that people try to rush them and I gain weight too fast. So that is their real complaint because of the solid nature, the solid structure of their bodies. Their bodies do tend to hold on to a lot more fat than, for example, the Vata or the Pitta type, although that doesn't exclude Vata types and Pitta types from gaining weight. So the Kapha type, like I said, they can be a very steady and loyal lover, or they can be a very loyal and steady worker, like someone you would want to work for you and work for your company because they're not going anywhere. They're very loyal. They're methodical. They're not going to miss points because they're going to work through things at their own pace. They're not going to try to get to the end goal just to get there. They're enjoying the process in anything they do. They really love process, which again makes them a very grounding presence for those who are not so grounded. Hello, Vata type. This is a beautiful overview of the Kapha type. And if you recognize this in you, then you are likely to be a predominant Kapha type. Now, of course, in all mind-body types, there can be a spectrum, just like any personality type or astrological sign type. There can be a spectrum. Also, you could be a combination of 1 or 2 primary doshas. For example, your primary dosha might be Kapha, but you could be a Kapha Pitta or a Kapha Vata, for example. If you really want to study more on the Ayurvedic mind-body types and how you can detect imbalances and regain health and balance, make sure to check out the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda and its companion workbook, because I have so many details in that can help you. I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Please click on the bell, put something in the comments section below, even if you're just to put, thank you, yes, I'm a Kapha. Thank you so much for your support. You can purchase one of my 12 published books or check out my website. I have plenty of resources on there. And I will see you in the next video.